Hi guys, this episode's brought to you by Scottish Grappling. Scottish Grappling running events throughout the Scotland throughout the year, both competitions and submission onlys. Next event they have Scottish BJJ Open, 8th of February at Ravenscraig. That's going to be a Saturday. Normally the competitions are on a Sunday, but this one is going to be on Saturday. So that's Ravenscraig in Motherwell. Now, I believe from seeing James's post that the event is now sold out. But obviously you'll be able to come along, spectate, see your teammates and so on competing in that. Takes them on to the next one, SGI 7, March the 14th. That'll be on a Saturday, again at the usual place, Community Centre Hall in Maryhill. So that's Saturday the 14th of March. To get tickets, usual place, just go to the Scottish Grappling website and that'll be able to take you to where you can purchase the tickets. Tickets will be same as before. You can buy a block of tickets, single tickets and so on. If you do turn up on the day, you will pay full price for the tickets. Alright guys, thank you. So hi guys, welcome to StoomCast. So today I have Dougiy Collins. Dougiy is blue belt, got his blue belt under Matt McLaughlin as part of MMBJJ, a part of Marcus Nardini. Dougiy is now training under or with Chris Dorns over at Reaper Grappling in Paisley. Obviously quite a good team over there. You can always see these guys at competitions and things like that as well. So these guys are always doing well and very, very keen to compete whenever they're there. On the back of that, obviously he does Power BJJ, or what's now known as Power Grappling. Obviously we'll hear a bit more about the name change and all the hassle that went with that. So we'll hear about that during the call. So Dougiy, listen, thanks for obviously taking the time to speak to me tonight.
Thank you for having me on.
How's your training going? How's everything going with you?
Well, my training, well, it's funny you'd ask that first because I had a few weeks off because I kind of injured my knee falling off a wheelie bin.
Right.
But it all stems back to like a knee injury I had a couple of years ago. But yeah, it's still training when I'm able to make it to the gym.
yeah, and that's one of the things we'll touch on is the injuries, because obviously the picture I put up was the infamous finger picture. Obviously when you was that the Hicks and Gracie Cup?
Yes, one of many, but that's one of my injuries. That's the Hicks and Gracie Cup, the first one as well that was in Glasgow.
Yeah,
we were all very excited for that, and for me it lasted 1 minute until my finger decided to point the wrong way.
Right. Oh yeah, everybody obviously that as soon as I was looking through your pictures, thinking, right, what picture can I take, and I was like, do you know what? It's got to be that picture.
That was the best one for just to sum me up, really.
Yeah, that sums up you. It sums up jiu-jitsu as well. So having a picture like that, and then there's a couple other pictures as well I was looking at where you had injuries as well. I think you had your arm was in a sling at one point, and then obviously you mentioned your knee and things like that as well. So so yeah, we'll talk a bit more about the injuries for you. So for you then, what got you into jiu-jitsu? So what was the thing that attracted you?
I think it started with that sort of cliche of fight cliche of the early UFCs, where we'd have these guys who had really, really good technique fighting against street fighter brawlers, but the guys with techniques were winning, and I really appreciated that.
Yeah.
But I ended up starting in Thai kickboxing at Krauswald when it was on Cambridge Street. Do you remember that? Does anyone remember?
Yeah.
Krauswald in Cambridge Street way back when. But so I was there for a while when I got a bit lazy and fell away from it. Then I got back into training in Paisley. It was an academy in Paisley. Did a mixed combat system, which was striking and grappling. I liked the grappling aspects with the sort of you learning the technical aspects that they were seeing in MMA and the UFC.
Mhm. Mhm.
But after that, I moved to down near London.
Mhm.
Uh, but as soon as I moved, I signed up to an MMA fight
Yeah.
because after watching it all, I was like determined, like I want to have an MMA fight. So I booked one before really thinking what I was doing, but
Yeah.
I ended up training in Reading MMA place. It was in a storage unit.
Mhm.
It was quite well kitted out for where it is. Great gym, great guys. Had a little cage. I was doing boxing on the side with a bouncer in a nightclub during the day.
Mhm.
And anyway, went on to win my MMA fight, but by armbar as well.
Yeah.
So my grappling was coming out there.
Mhm.
I hadn't actually mentioned to the MMA gym that I was training for a fight,
Yeah.
but didn't seem to mind. In fact, the cornermen for this fight were my best pals from Paisley. I
Right.
actually just travelled down
Yeah.
just give me like moral support for the fight more than anything,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
which actually worked out well for me.
Yeah.
But after that, I get lazy again. I had really sporadic training. I was just kind of visiting places and falling away for a few years as well. And I actually trained at Jamie Manuel's place, poster boy. Before he was in the UFC, his gym was down in Croydon.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
It's a really nice place as well.
Yeah. He's a big
Yeah.
lump of a guy as well, man. He's when you watch him in the UFC, he's a big guy. When you see well, when you see him on the TV, I don't know in person, but he just he looks like an absolute specimen. So I mean, did you get
Yes.
to train
Yeah.
with him at all?
He was a savage.
Yeah.
He was there and he was a beast, and yeah, he was very good.
Yeah.
Very, I think he was really skillful and powerful,
Mhm.
and he really saved himself for the UFC.
Mhm.
So I heard anyway, but
Yeah.
obviously he went on to take UFC contract and done really well. So
Yeah.
it was good being there for again a short while. I was being quite lazy and being honest as well.
Yeah.
But then I ended up moving back to Scotland. And for some reason, as soon as I moved back to Scotland, I signed up for another MMA fight on short notice.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, it's just like something that's in the back of my head.
Mhm.
But so I trained I trained pure mental, like really just went for it because I'm like, well, I've not really had consistency and it's coming up really soon. So I'll just go for it.
Yeah.
So as I say, trained really mental and I got absolutely ill
Mhm.
trying to train for this, which was really disappointing for me and for the event. Just having to pull out, I ended up having to pull out. It was disappointing for everyone.
Mhm.
But I was actually really unwell. I ended up being diagnosed with bowel disease,
Right. Right.
which actually makes like all of life much harder
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
after that point. So after that, I was out of training again. But it would be another year
Mhm.
before I started training at a local gym in Paisley,
Mhm.
doing striking and grappling. I felt like I was getting quite far because I had that kind of MMA background of grappling, so it would be like no gi for good positions.
Yeah.
However, I ended up changing the gyms.
Mhm.
With my boy Nicky, we were quite focused on going towards more MMA training, so we moved to another gym.
Yeah.
And then from there we ended up doing our first jiu-jitsu tournament.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. So what was the first comp you did?
It was in Ravenscraig,
Uh-huh.
2017,
Mhm.
and in the gi, so I got a silver in the morning in the gi,
Yeah.
and in the afternoon I broke my knee in no gi.
Right. Right.
So this is where it really begins.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what happened is actually I tore my ACL
Uh-huh.
during the comp, and it was quite obvious that I'd done something and it carried off. But at that point, I didn't know I'd torn my ACL. So I went to hospital after the competition, and the doctor said, It'll be fine. Yeah, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Oh, okay then. So after a few weeks, I was back in, hobbling about.
Yeah.
Uh, it didn't have the stability. It was strange. It was something wasn't right, and I done what I could training wise, but see when someone gets mountain grapevines your leg, and
Yeah.
my leg would start to bend.
Yeah.
It would just bend in the wrong direction. I'd be like, no, 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 Tom, stop doing that.
Yeah. Yeah.
There was something wrong.
Uh-huh.
But I continued anyway. I just continued training, got on with it, done more comps.
Mm-hmm.
Through that year, got a wee gold in no-gi, and after that, that's when I was awarded my blue belt.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which for anyone getting to that stage, it's just a momentous achievement.
It is. I mean, that's the. I think with the blue belt, because obviously we know the amount of people that fall out as white belt, and I mean, obviously you've been around for a number of years as well, so you've seen the people coming in, the new people coming in, and then they disappear, and then they'll maybe come back, and then they'll disappear again. So
Yeah, you get quite a lot of high turnover.
Yeah.
So you meet a lot of folk, and they're always pretty much really, really nice guys, but there is a few that seem to just stick at it and just keep going.
Yeah, yeah. That's the savages, man. That's the savages.
That's savages.
That's the ones that love getting choked out, and so. But it was
I don't know if it's savages or the strange folk, but yeah, either way.
Because I was in, we went to it was my son's birthday on Monday, and we went to a local restaurant that we go to, and the woman came over and served us, and then she went away, and then she came back and she says, "Oh, see the guy behind the bar? He said he's rolled with you before." And I'm like, "Who is it?" And then I looked over, and obviously she's like, "Do you recognise them?" And I'm like, Where did we roll?" And he says, "Oh, you were at Gracie Baja." And I was like, "Well, that was a good few years ago." So he went out, and then went over to pay the bill, and the woman's like, do you remember him?" And I was like, "Do you know what? No, I don't." And she says, "Why not? I thought you guys all remember each other." And I was like, "To be fair, he was probably a white belt at the time." And I says, there's a funny thing in jiu-jitsu that like all the coloured belts, they don't really get to know the white belts' names, because 70% of them are not going to be there in 6 months. So, which is obviously it's a kind of funny saying that a lot of guys say. So, but
is that what it is? I usually just say I'm not very good at remembering names. Yeah. Maybe it's just because people keep coming and going.
Yeah, yeah. But you remember you remember some white belts, and obviously a lot of the coloured belts and stuff like that. And they always say that you never know their second name; you just know their first name and what colour of belt they are. So, but yeah, this guy, he rolled with me 4 years ago, and then when I came in, he recognised me. So, but I was quite chuffed with that. So,
yeah. Probably a good thing for you. It's probably a compliment towards you.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. But I couldn't have rolled him that much. And because I left. When did I leave GB? I think it was like 2017. So I think he must have been at the gym for, I don't know, 6 months or something. So, but yeah, it's funny. I mean, wherever you go, people, "Oh, I've rolled with you, or I've done this, and I've done that." So, do you tend to get that as well whenever you're out and you maybe see like someone, and they'll recognise you in the street for maybe a competition or from wherever?
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, I've still friends with. I still have to be friends and kind of speak to some guys who they've passed through, and whatever's happened in life has taken them away.
Yeah.
And yeah, still friends, because you kind of get to know them during that few months, 6 months or a year or whatever it is, and they're really nice guys, and it's touching them is nice, and it's just life just gets in the way for some people, which is totally understandable, and it's happened to me for a number of years, so I totally understand.
Yeah. As it says, life. It could be a job. It could be, I mean, anything at all. We just had a kid and stuff like that. I know there's a few guys in our gym that have just had kids, and we always say, "That's it. Your jiu-jitsu career's over. You're never coming back." So it's always funny, but it's the slagging. We give them a slagging for it. So
You have to, yeah.
now you mentioned obviously injuries. As I say, we've seen the picture, obviously the finger picture. You mentioned obviously the knee as well. As I said, there was another picture you've got on Facebook where again you had your arm. I think it was in a cast and it was in a sling and stuff like that. So
So up to all of that is, I mean, the guys like to laugh at me for always like breaking, but the knee was a start. I felt quite invincible in my 20s.
mhm.
As soon as I hit 30, it was just over. But yeah, my knee's never actually been the same.
Yeah.
So even in that year so after being promoted to blue belt,
Mhm.
another comp after it actually, and then at the end of the year, I actually got the knee surgery
Mhm.
to fix my ACLs. It's a reconstruction of the ACL.
Yeah.
That's really when my knee's never been the same. So I've got the stability in it,
Mhm. Mhm.
but it was actually a real battle to get that surgery because, as I say, the doctor initially was like, you'll be fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I still spent that whole year trying to train. You could never really train properly because something.
Yeah. It kind of holds you back. Yeah. So.
Yeah, exactly. And so eventually I had to persuade to get an MRI, which states, well, there we go, it's a completely torn ACL, and
Mhm.
went on to get surgery, and surgery was brutal,
Yeah.
and yeah, I found it quite difficult coming back because it was difficult. It was sore, and as I say, it's never really been the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
And my next comp, I think my next comp after my surgery, coming back into getting into training early 18 and then competing was at Kitchen Gracie,
Yeah.
being that broken finger pointing the wrong way
Yeah. Yeah.
competition. So I mean, it was funny at the time.
Yeah.
With I remember still being my opponent had a really fierce scramble.
Uh-huh.
It was a fun but fierce scramble, and we both ended up on our bums or knees
Mhm.
and grabbed the lapels each.
Mhm.
And I was bringing my left hand, which at that point now had a squinty pinky.
Yeah.
I was bringing it across, and it just seemed to be like slow motion past our faces, and we both noticed it was pointing the wrong way. We looked at each other, going, That's not right." And I thought, maybe I could hide this from the referee.
Yeah.
And the ref leaned in, and I was like, "But just hide it," because and the ref spotted it. No, match over.
Oh no.
So that's the finger. And the crowd loved it as well. I think they sort of gave some sort of reaction to it.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd say definitely because I know that when we look at pictures, jiu-jitsu pictures, that's definitely got to be a favourite picture because, as I said, it's just you, you could clearly see it was broken. It was pointing the wrong way, but you were smiling in the picture. You were so happy. So
I was really amused at the time. To
yeah,
me, it was like I've just come back to my first comp, and this is just typical.
yeah,
So I was just amused. I was just like, this is just typical.
yeah,
So yeah, that was my feelings. And it was actually a bit frustrating because you do train towards competitions,
yeah,
and to be ejected after a minute because your pinky isn't what it's supposed to be
yeah,
would be frustrating. But yeah, that the frustration didn't set in until I stopped laughing.
yeah, yeah. And how did they set that? How did it go back? Because obviously, as I said, it was quite it was quite bad. It looked quite bad on the picture. So how
Yeah,
did you have to go to the hospital and then they broke it back into place?
no. So I mean, before this, I'd fractured finger as well, and
Uh-huh.
I'd been to hospital for a fractured finger. And anyone that's been down that sort of path knows that they just buddy the fingers and
Yeah,
don't really do anything.
yeah,
So at this point, I'm not going to go to hospital for a finger,
yeah.
but the experienced medic at the competition,
Uh-huh.
who he was very helpful. He said, have you got something to bite down on? What?
Yeah.
Here, bite down on something. And they're like, okay, and then whoosh, you just flicked my finger back into place.
All right, right.
I mean, it swelled up to double the size for many weeks, but
Yeah.
it was back. It was back. Being pretty much straight again.
Right, right. I know, I love the medics. I mean, we see when they do it, and I've seen that happen a few times where it could be like shoulders, like somebody pops their shoulder out, and the medic's like, right, just stay calm. We're going to get this back into place, and then boom, that's it. It's back into place. So,
Yeah, I fully appreciate that. I'd rather get it over with there and then.
Yeah.
While everyone's watching, you can't like cry in front of everyone.
Yeah, definitely. And then for you, I mean, you mentioned a blue belt as well. Obviously, getting your blue belt. So how long had you been training before you got your blue belt?
Yeah, that's an awkward one to answer. Just purely because
Because again, you mentioned
some,
you were on and off. You were on and off training.
Yeah, it was really sporadic. So I had my MMA fight, and you train striking and grappling towards that, and obviously it'd just be no gi, and then I had a bit of sporadic after that.
Yeah.
It was only really I got back up to Scotland after I was unwell for a while. So I guess in about 2014, I would have had a bit of consistency about myself. And the reason I'm really focused on jiu-jitsu, even to this day, is really probably because of my knee. Because I was training striking and grappling at the time.
Yeah.
But after my knee, it was just nicer to be on the floor.
Yeah.
Fighting on the floor was more comfortable.
Yeah.
And you know, ever since really, that's really been my focus.
Yeah.
Jiu-jitsu purely because of my knee.
Yeah.
And just I really just the technical aspects, the evolution, the learning, the development. It was all really quite exciting, and I enjoyed it and appreciated it. And that's how I think jiu-jitsu became a pure love. Purely by focusing it after that knee, that first comp, and successful comp in the morning, and the realities in the afternoon. But that's the way it was.
Yeah.
And even after I think that year after the broken finger, later on in the year, us and the boys went to Italy for a jiu-jitsu camp.
Right.
And it was Roberto Atala,
a
bunch of other black belts. It was actually under the Real Grappling.
Yeah.
I feel like they hold a jiu-jitsu camp every year in near Bologna. And so, us and the boys went over. And you're training a few times a day, every day.
Yeah.
It was really, really good. However, it was a bit like a boys' holiday, because and see, being Scottish, we done exactly how Scottish people should do it.
Yeah.
Like, let's get pure blazing, and then get up in the morning and go training.
Yeah.
So I think we're the only ones hungover while trying to do the training with these Italians and other Europeans.
Yeah.
And, but the weather was lovely.
Do you know, Marcos says that. I mean, we went over. We first went to the Euros was 2018, and I remember Marcos was there, and I mean, we were in another country, so all we wanted to do was we pretty much the weights were okay. So all we were doing is let's go to this restaurant, let's go here, let's go there. And Marcos, I remember Marcos saying, "Man, you guys need to take this seriously." And we're like, "We are, man, we are." Do you know what I mean? We're going to go out and do this. And he's like, "Yeah, man, but you're out eating, and you're fucking having beers, and you're doing this, and you're doing that." And we're like, "Yeah, but Marcos, we're on holiday as well." And he's like, no, this is for the Euros. So, and he couldn't understand it. And every time he goes away to comp with us, it's the same thing. Do you know what I mean? We go over and enjoy ourselves. And Marcos is always like, no, you need to take it more serious. So,
for us, it was. We're going to take it serious. This is a week-long training. We'll just have 2 beers. We'll just have So after the second one, we're just like on it,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
yep, supper the next day, every day.
No, that's brilliant. That's brilliant. As I said, it's definitely it's something we again. I don't know if it's just a Scottish thing, but yeah, because you see, like I don't know if you know, like Craig Guthrie and Speedos from up in Aberdeen, and whenever you see
Speedos in
them,
the Euros, yeah.
yeah, so whenever you see them going away to competitions and they're always out having beers and stuff like that, and then they go into the competition. I think Speedos won what did he win, a silver medal, and Craig Guthrie won a bronze medal at the Euros. So, and
Oh, it's amazing. It's
yeah,
amazing, yeah.
they were out drinking and they were out eating good food and stuff like that and enjoying themselves. So,
Oh, they're
and
my heroes. That's how to do jiu-jitsu if you're from Scotland.
yeah,
Get the beers in and then do well in the comps. That's perfect.
definitely. And then, so your blue belt, you've got your blue belt. What was your how did you feel? Obviously getting the blue belt, because I know you said obviously through injuries and stuff like that. So what went through your head that day you got it? Did you expect to get it first of all?
No, no, not at all. It was the oofed, like woof, like really, really appreciate it, and I'm grateful. And I travelled to Kelly. I done Marcos Nardini's open days they had.
Yeah,
I was travelling about doing a lot of extra training,
yeah,
so I felt like that was working towards something. But when it happens, I still have that bit of unbelievable, like, wow, it's a momentous occasion. I'm not worthy.
yeah,
I actually still don't feel worthy. Like I like to be a white belt for life, but
yeah, yeah. I think we'd all love to be a white belt for life, definitely. Because it does. I mean, when you become a blue belt, I know when you're a white belt, everything's a bit more ferocious. So you're aggressive as a white belt, and you see white belts going all out, and then 30 seconds, a minute later, they're out of breath and they're gassing out, and then they end up lose position and stuff like that. So whereas obviously a blue belt, as you know, things become a little bit more easier. Not easier, but you start to relax more, and you become a little bit more comfortable with certain moves you're doing and things like that. So again, did you?
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, just as you're saying there, I felt, well, I think maybe you can relate. Like blue belts could maybe relate. Once you get that blue belt,
Yeah,
you're like, oh no, I've got the target.
yeah,
I've got to set an example. I've got a lot of expectation. But for me, I felt that as well. But really, really, my game really slowed down.
hmm
I don't know if it's because I kept breaking my body, but I did, or I'm just getting old. But I really, really slowed everything down. I like and really appreciate a slower game.
yeah.
However, Stu, I still get knackered after 30 seconds, even if I'm going slow.
It's an age thing, man. I'm with you there. So the older you get, man, these young guns are coming at you. So,
It's hard work.
yes, definitely. And then, so you've now moved over to Reaper Grappling. So how long have you been over there for?
Yeah, that's probably about, I think we're about a year now, a
hmm
year old.
Yeah,
And I, I'm, I think the reason for me moving to Reaper is focusing on no-gi, because that's the predominant classes there.
yeah,
And I kind of wanted to focus more towards leg locks.
yeah, yeah,
I really enjoy the sort of the battle and savviness of leg locks.
yeah, yeah.
So that was the sort of direction they were heading,
hmm
and it was good to be a part of
Yeah.
that development with them starting off, and yeah, just over a year old now.
hmm hmm and you guys, I mean, as I said, we've seen some of your guys, some of the Reaper grappling guys at competitions, and obviously for you, I mean, So when was the last competition you did? So what was most
The
recent one?
last one was actually just Newcastle, but
Right.
see if we reverse it round, because after Reaper Grappling, I done a Scottish comp, just no-gi, just
hmm
jump into the no-gi.
Yeah.
I got a gold quite quickly, but it was just two of us in the division
hmm hmm
with a leg lock. So I thought, ooh, ooh. might be getting this.
Yeah.
And the very next competition after that one, with a bit of thinking, I could be okay at this. It was in Edinburgh. I decided to do gi and no gi in the same day, which I'm usually too lazy for. But that's the competition I went on to break my arm in.
Right.
I don't know if you've heard the story.
No.
But let me just explain how it went down. So the gi was in the morning. Get battered about a bit because I'm not used to the gis as I should be, because for my training should have been a bit more overall. However, the afternoon was no gi, and I didn't lose weight for this competition. I thought I was between two weight divisions. I thought I'll just eat my way up to the higher one. I don't want to lose weight. Right. So that was my mistake. Yeah. So I was in the heaviest division I've ever had to compete at.
Yeah.
And these guys were 10 foot tall. I'm telling you, there was wide as barn doors. So after getting ragdolled in the gi in the morning, like, this no gi is going to be difficult.
Yeah.
So I had to go with my game plan of the leg locks. And so this my opponent, massive, muscular, terrifying savage, and I'm like, I need to shoot for the leg.
Yeah.
That's all I can do to get through this without dying. And so sure enough, I got a wee game plan, shot in, scooped the leg, ankle lock, right? It's all or nothing. Like, if I don't get this, I'm getting killed. And I put all my energy, might, and strength into this, and then you had the snap.
Oh man!
I let go, and I said to the guy, "Are you all right?"
Yeah.
I thought I broke his ankle.
Yeah.
And he kind of pads his ankle, and he goes, "Yeah, are you all right?" And then I'm sitting there with this kind of floppy arm.
Yeah. Oh no.
Oh, I don't think so. The medic runs on, going, "No, you broke your arm." Like, fine. Sure enough, I broke my arm trying to ankle lock this big savage, and it ended up with me with lynched arm on the podium.
Yeah.
And well, I was so I tend to sometimes jump randomly into competitions. So the gym guys didn't really know I was kind of going.
Yeah.
So I was there myself. Drove up to Edinburgh from Paisley area, and the medic's like, "How are you going to get home?" In fact, he actually said, "Need to go to the hospital," and I was like, "No, I'll be fine.
Yeah.
I'm going to drive home." And the medic's like, No. You need to go to the hospital." No, I'll be fine. No, I'll just drive home. Like, no, I don't think you should. No, it's not automatic. I'll be fine.
Yeah.
So, I drove home from Edinburgh.
Wow.
But I tell you, as soon as that adrenaline wore off, I found out how bumpy Edinburgh is.
Yeah.
I've never swore so much in my life. I'm just driving and swearing because I started to feel everything, and it was actually agony.
As soon as you drive out, I remember the competitions where, is that the one that was at the university? So it's got all the cobbled streets and all that. So as you're driving out, the cobbled streets. Yeah, it was brutal. But I made it to Paisley, and as soon as I got in the hospital, and they were like, "Your arm's broken," and I got kept in surgery in the morning. I've got a metal plate in my arm now for it. Oh no.
So that was me out again for a bit of training because I was in a cast. My wrist was actually dislocated as well.
Right.
Snapped bone and dislocated wrist. It was just, I almost won, but the guy was just, his legs were just too savage for me.
Yeah. I mean, that's something. I mean, that's even see, like in 1,000 years, you know how they're digging up like the Egyptians at the moment. Right, so in 1,000 or 2,000 years or something, they're going to dig you up and they're going to be like, "This guy must have been, look, he's got plates here and metal plates here and stuff like that."
That's right, yeah. So just to answer your question of my last competition, once I was kind of back, So eventually I got back to training again, and
Yeah.
the arm was actually still tender. So uh, this was last year. I broke it middle last year, and I done the Newcastle comp at the end of last year there.
Yeah.
I just can't train specifically like I want to or used to, but I just jumped in anyway, and I came away from that comp with no injuries, no extra injuries, and that's the real win.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. See, because obviously you talk about the injury, so because obviously you had the arm break, then you had the finger break, and obviously with your knee as well, so does that kind of hold you back? Because you know yourself, obviously some guys that have maybe had, like, especially an ACL or MCL, LCL or whatever, they don't train or they don't roll the way they used to roll before it happened. And the same with any injury. Again, you've probably seen it yourself, but guys, they're not the same person after the injury. So, what about for you? I mean, are you still rolling or attempting to roll the way you used to roll, or are you a little bit more conscious now?
Yeah, I completely understand that. It's nowhere near like how I was in my 20s anyway. Like,
Yeah.
So I'm 37 now, and it's nowhere the same.
Yeah, yeah,
I kind of understand how when the young ones are training, they can put a good pace on. They're quite athletic, good strength, and they can do quite well with that. And I kind of relate my younger self to that as well. But now my pace is. I like to just take it easy and just try and use technique, which turns out I've not got that much of, and I ended up getting crushed. But no, I'm wary. My knee hasn't really given me many problems in rolling.
Yeah.
But it does. It hasn't ached. It's got a dull ache. It's never been, as I say, it's never been the same.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not slowed me down. My arm is not ready for. I can feel it when it's ripped or compressed. It's still tender.
Yeah.
My fingers are fine. No problems with that. They seem to be fine. Yeah, I think with that, plus just getting older, I've adapted to try and just be slow and methodic with my training. And when I go into competitions, I try and be quite similar. Like, I'm not playing any sort of complex game. I just kind of want to play jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, I think it's had an effect just with a combination of a lot of things. As I say, injuries, age, but it's not an excuse on anything. Like, all the people I've rolled with in competitions, I've been beaten by a lot of people because they're just better than me, and it's no taking nothing away from anybody. Because when I go, there's a gym Dougiy who takes it easy, and then there's comp Dougiy who likes to win, or I don't like to lose. So everyone's beating me. It's just because they've done a good job.
Yeah, yeah. It's a good job on the day, do you know what I mean? So, just on the day, they were the better man at that point. But yeah, I mean, it's I always say as well, like, to the younger guys that obviously coming up. I mean, we've got a guy at the moment, Mark McQueen.
Yeah.
Mark's an ex-world champion powerlifter, right? So he comes in the gym one day. Used to be, I think he trained at Gracie Baja for about 6 months. So he turned up at our gym about, I think it was 9 months to a year ago, roughly. And he's come walking in the gym. I think he was about 130 kilos or whatever he was at the time. And he was a big lump of a guy. Do you know what I mean? And then obviously as times went on, I think he's dropped down. He's about 116 now, and he does wrestling. He's just started doing judo. Obviously jiu-jitsu as well, and he is. Before, whenever you rolled with him before, he was like, his base was off, and you were able to sweep him over and get on top of him and do all this stuff. But now he's started all these other things, and Mark must be, I think, mid-20s, right? But as I said, he's used to the competition side of things because of the powerlifting. He's used to obviously everything to do with competition, and as he being that young, 24, 25-year-old or whatever he is, and he's just terrifying, and he's quick for 116 kilos. He's very,
Wow.
very quick, and you're thinking when you're rolling with him, like, if he rolls the wrong way, then yeah, he can injure you, or he can do this, and he's rolled at a few people, and there's been a couple of injuries, but it's more to do with, there's one guy, a big Sammy, he grabbed Sammy in a kind of guillotine, and he went to pull his leg, but rather than Sammy pulling away, Sammy went forward into it, and ended up broke his rib. Right, so Mark felt really bad about this, and you're like, look, Mark, it's not your fault. It happens. Do you know what I mean? We all know that we can be injured at any moment. I said it's just obviously it's Sammy's turn at this moment. So, but just,
exactly, that's just the sort of the nature of what we do, and
yeah,
I hold nothing, no resentment in any of my injuries because it is what it is, and
yeah.
we all know that it's always likely.
Yeah, I mean it happens. I always say to them, "Look, it's just your turn. One day it's going to be my turn. One day it's going to be somebody else's turn." Do you know what I mean? It's what we do. I mean, we do expect. We're not playing tiddlywinks or whatever. I mean, we're actually simulating beating the shit out of each other on a daily basis. So
yeah, I think though if you ask the guys I've trained with, they would think I get injured during tiddlywinks as well. Somehow I would get injured during that.
yeah, and you talked about the relaxed thing. I mean that'll obviously working with Shawnee Stewart as well. Shawnee Stewart coming up, so he'll help you with the relaxed thing because again we mentioned earlier about Shawnee is very relaxed, very calm when he's rolling, and but at the same time he can, it's at a moment's notice, he can just switch position very, very quickly. So again, working with Shawnee Stewart, I mean, is that helping you to learn to be more relaxed, to be more calm, and pick your opportunities and things like that?
And I was before starting with Shawnee, I was quite relaxed anyway, and just had quite methodical generally. But what I do appreciate with Shawnee is that he can be so relaxed and somewhat complacent, but yet be so deadly.
Yeah.
It was only on yesterday, in fact. He would just taunt me by giving me his neck, and I'm like, I know this is a trap, but I'm gonna go for it anyway. And sure enough, he's just his defense is just terrifying. I actually can't kill him. He's unkillable to me. It's absolutely something I would strive for. The fact that how much training he's done and how good he is. It's like this. That's what I would strive for. It's being so relaxed, but yet unkillable.
I've been in that position with Shawnee before, where he's put something out there, and you think, and you know in your head you're thinking this is a trap. But then somewhere in your head thinking, no, listen, I can get this. And you go for it and you never get it. It's the same with like most of the kind of higher levels that I roll with do the same thing, where they'll leave stuff out there. And yeah, man, as soon as you go for it, that's it, it's over. So I've been there with Shawnee before. As I said, the roles that we've had, he normally does that all the time. So
I'm pretty sure he was mocking me while he was doing it. I think I've tried choke him to death, and he would just have a conversation with me at the same time, kind of mocking me. So, but if anything, it's just going to make me better. So
definitely. And then talking about the power grappling, as it's now known as I said, it was power BJJ before, but obviously you have managed to eventually, after a good bit of time that you're telling us, was changing the name over to Power Grappling. So how did originally Power BJJ, how did that come about?
Right, so yes, Power BJJ as we started, and it started in 2017, and it's all thanks to me being injured. So after breaking my knee and getting surgery at the end of 2017, I went that's when I done the first Power BJJ event. What I was thinking at the time was, I just can't do what I want to do within jiu-jitsu, and I wanted to give back to the jiu-jitsu community, and also kind of being part of it, because I wasn't really able to fully involve myself physically.
Mm-hmm.
So we kicked off with a kind of small open tournament, and it went quite well. The following year, I think it was about May time, we had another open weight tournament, and I always kind of focus on no gi and sub only.
Yeah.
So it's mostly no gi and sub only. Avoid the points.
Mm-hmm.
We went on to a third open tournament, and that's when we started the video live streaming.
Mm-hmm.
So the superstar that I know, Ian, accepts cameras and streams the events live.
Yeah.
And it seems to be quite popular as well.
Mm-hmm.
And we just do that for every event.
Yeah. Yeah.
That same year, at the end of 2018, we had Power Quintet.
Yeah. Yeah.
So based on all those quintet rules, I adapted them slightly. So that was our first team-based competition. Mm-hmm. Really enjoyed running that. Really enjoyed watching that event as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think all involved were also enjoying it. So the next year, which would just be kind of mid last year, then another quintet style with just white belts.
Yeah.
So I mean, how we started with the first competition in 2017 was really geared towards white belts or low experience in time, purely because there was always a lot of there's always opportunity if you're a high level to go somewhere in the UK anyway, but being a white belt or low experience, I wanted to give just a bit more options for them, and that's kind of primarily why we kicked off like that.
Yeah.
We followed with that, and we've been building up as well with the experience level and trying to straddle the opportunity for kind of white belts and the guys with experience are bringing that really intricate levels of grappling. So yeah, mid last year, so mid 2019 was the quintet for white belts, and the same day we had the power team, and that was the Soviet Union run by Kami, and Nardini boys were in that. That was really good. That was a sort of the score, kind of like football in a way. If you get a sub, you get a point or a goal. Yeah, that was pretty tense. Following that one, in August last year, did a tournament, just a blue and kind of purple level tournament. Called it the 50 Shades of Violence.
Yeah. I remember that. Yeah.
Just for fun.
Yeah.
And there was a bunch of exhibition matches during that as well.
Yeah.
And there was a gi match during that with Shawnee and Graham McChristen. That was an epic battle between those two. Yeah. Really epic.
Yeah.
And just at the end of last year, we had the Power Hammer. That format was another one. We kind of just think, let's just do something a bit funky.
Yeah.
And the idea was, if your team wins a fight, you get the hammer, and if you have the hammer, you have the control of choice.
Yeah.
So you choose who from your team fights who from the other team.
Right. Yeah.
And it was quite a fun spectacle to watch as well, because some of them get kind of overly tactical, but I like that though. I like when they kind of discuss tactics and see how they can get the best out of the situation. So that's really good to watch.
Because that was the one I came to, and obviously when I came, it was and it was the first one I'd been. Obviously, I'd known about it for a while, but then that was the first one I managed to get along to, and I remember coming in, and I think was it the the Hit Squad are on at the time with now, if I believe, was the Grip House. I'm sure it was the Hit Squad versus the Grip House at that point. And yeah, I remember sitting watching it. It was some really, really good fights. And but I think the fights, there was only, I think the ones that I watched ended up, it was a draw. At the end of I think I stayed for about maybe 3 or 4 fights and then I had to go away. But it was well set up. I mean, as I say, you had obviously the camera was set up. You had all the guys sitting at the table on their computers and things like that. So the guys were sitting on the stage as well. So and everything looked. And you guys do the streaming live on Facebook.
That's right, yeah. We used to have it on YouTube, but as you mentioned, uh, we discussed before with the music, they just get issues in Facebook as well.
Yeah.
It's you have to be careful what we play in the background. It's not what we want to do, but yeah. So we're streaming on Facebook. It seems like a good choice.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of drops off now and then, and but we always get it straight back up again. So
yeah.
We have to keep on top of that.
Yeah. But that's where then it was. There's quite. There's a few of you guys all, because obviously you've got the guys all sitting at the computer. And somebody was doing something, and everybody was doing something different. So
because I mean, the biggest thing about Power BGA now going on, let's call it Power Grappling, is the amount of people involved. We've got the guy running the camera, the Ian, who's a superstar doing our video streaming. We've got DK, we've got referees, we've got a photographer, medic, timekeepers, admin, van drivers, folk doing graphics, people moving mats, helping with logistics. It's a kind of sponsor. And even one time, my mate's missus was helping me super glue logos onto the medals. It's so many people give up their time and effort to volunteer just to put these events on. There's a lot involved just to try and make these run as well as we can.
Yeah. And how do you, like, certainly for the competitors and like even the teams, when you put the team events on, how do you pick the guys? So do they put their names in? Do people put their names in, or do you look and say, well, look, let's go to this gym and see if they've got a team? So how does it all come about?
Yeah, the team ones are my favourite, being biased because they're the easiest to organise with regards to competitors attending. So with the team ones, I'll advertise, and I've got contacts in a lot of gyms anyway. So it's like, this is going to happen. Do you want to put in a team? And they'll go off and formulate their own team. According to what sort of rule set that we've got, and they'll bring them on the day. You got a lot of changes and substitutions on the way to the day, which is completely fine. That's the fight game. But when you get the individual ones, so people drop out, get injured, like, totally understand. That's just the way it is. It affects the layer of tournaments when you've got people missing, and it's the same for any competition, so it's fine. But the team ones are a bit of grace for us, because we try and line up the teams, and then the captains, if you may, sort out a team for representing their gym or group of guys.
And then for anybody, I mean, let's say you're putting an event on, so if anybody like from further afield, let's say Aberdeen or Dundee or Edinburgh, wherever they are, how can they contact you? So if as soon as they see the event, how can they contact you and maybe put an interest in?
We've had Edinburgh and Aberdeen folk, and I've tried to keep my presence on Facebook and Instagram. And the reason the rebranding was a wee bit awkward just there was because I really put a lot of focus on the Facebook side for updates and what's happening with our events and how to contact me. But part of that rebrand was I put a post up just after the New Year saying we're going to rebrand from Power VDJ to Power Grappling, because we are encompassing grappling in its entirety.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, Facebook blocked that name change.
Yeah.
There was a few appeals, and I don't want to get too offensive against them in case they just block us entirely. But I did end up saying with a message to them that BJJ is grappling,
Yeah.
grappling is BJJ.
Yeah.
And on my last appeal, which was this week, it changed to today, which is quite fun to be on and announce that,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
officially we've been able to change to power grappling. That's the direction we want to head towards, the all-encompassing grappling in its entirety.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Facebook is where we have most of our content and most of the most of the conversations I have with contacts out in Scotland and further afield are through that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Through the Power BG, it's actually the Power Grappling page. If
Yeah.
for more information.
Yeah. But anybody that was on Facebook that's on the Power Grappling site, they would have got the update today. As I got it earlier on today, just saying Power BJJ has now changed the name to Power Grappling. So yeah, anybody that is whenever an event comes up, obviously you guys are quite you've got a presence on Facebook. So whenever you've got an event coming up, people always know about it. And it's funny because obviously when the MMBJJ team was in the quintet thing, I remember the team because I remember obviously what MMBJJ is going to have a team, and then I can't remember who the team captain was, but I just remember the Facebook post going up in the group page like, yeah, we're doing this, we need a team of X amount of people, who's in? And then within 10 minutes they had a team of people, and then people were falling out and somebody else was taking their place, and it seemed to go on forever. So obviously I've seen them trying to sort a team out. I've seen the same with the Hit Squad as well. The Hit Squad had a team in place, and then I think somebody pulled out, and then they were trying to get somebody else last minute on I think it was the Thursday night or something, and the event was happening at the weekend. So so it was a mad rush trying to get one person to fill that person's slot. So
yeah, that's the sort of fight game. It's
yeah.
people do get injured unwell, and you can't really have a good presentation if you are injured or unwell. So
Yeah.
yeah, it totally happens. And
Yeah.
I think for the Marcus Nardini side is the Shawnee. He's always asking me, when's the next one? When's the next one? When's the next one? Also, just to go back to the power team that we had at the same time as the quintet for the white belt, it was Soviet Union versus All-Star, Israel All-Stars.
Yeah.
I've just looked at the page there because it was one funny name, Soviet Union. That was Cami's team versus Israel All-Stars. So yeah, that was that one.
Brilliant. So yeah, Power Grappling. As I said, anybody that's on Facebook, definitely check out Power Grappling's page, as I said, and keep up to date with obviously previous events and upcoming events and things like that. And as I said, anybody that's got any or shows any interest and want to either put a team together or get involved, definitely drop Power Grappling a message, or even if you've got Dougiy on Facebook, just drop him a message as well. And then
Absolutely.
For you then, obviously, what do you see what's your vision for Power Grappling? So where do you want to see it going?
So I would like for the focus for this year is to have another white belt orientated competition. Again, we want to stick to that roots of having an option there for folk that are still quite new to grappling.
Yeah.
We also we like funky stuff as well. So we got a tag team idea.
Right.
And this is a sort of 2-on-2 tag team style format where, I mean, you pretty much gather what I'm saying by a tag team, but yeah, it's 2 versus 2, but the action's 1-on-1, but they can tag in their partner who gets a few seconds of 2-on-1, and then it's just 1-on-1. Right. And watching it, the Mission Underground had this competition, so it's not all our credit, but
Yeah.
we like to see cool ideas and think, let's just try that. Like, it's good fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's fun for like the Scottish grapplers to get jump in and try. So
Yeah.
it's quite tactical as well. So it gets people trying to formulate ideas and how to get the best out of that situation.
Yeah. And the one thing as well with you, I mean, you're not specifically putting out for jiu-jitsu. I mean, you mentioned earlier about obviously you've got jiu-jitsu guys, wrestlers, sambo guys and stuff like that. So you want it to be any grappling format to come in and do the events, yeah?
Absolutely. And another one we'd like to do this year is freestyle wrestling. So I've watched some freestyle wrestling, and I think it's something that could be added, a bit bolstered, like added to Scotland, and get more folk into sort of wrestling. So I would really like for us to put on a freestyle wrestling competition.
Yeah.
That's more points though. So whereas I like to run sub only, this freestyle is orientated in points.
Yeah.
I think it would be really good for getting more wrestling and involvement. So
Definitely,
that encompasses our vision of grappling in its entirety.
Yeah. I mean, sure it'll happen. I mean, you guys, as the events, have get more and more popular. Obviously, you see the whenever the videos go up, when any of the fights at different events, and everybody's kind of watching to see what's happening, whether their team's involved or if it's not their teams, or I'm sure obviously the things. I mean, the tag team one is definitely one I would love to see that. I would love to see how that would pan out, especially the 2-on-1. The 2-on-1 part, when as soon as you tag your teammate and you've got a few seconds of a 2-on-1, that would be something I would love to see, just to see how that works. So
I'm sure it'll be actually carnage, but it's all about fun, you know. It's grappling. We just want to have a good time.
Yeah.
And for every competition and event we run, we're just trying to add a little bit at a time.
Yeah.
Add, grow slowly. It's just trying to improve as we go.
Yeah.
And just put on events that are fun, and add something to the grappling community of Scotland.
Definitely. And then for you then, going back to yourself, so where are you hoping to see yourself going in the future? So what I mean by that is maybe competition wise, or your own personal development and things like that. So where do you see yourself being going in the future?
Well, yeah, I'm sure. So the end of last year, and the end of December, I went to New York for a bit of time off, and I went to Hensel Gracie Academy.
Yeah.
And asked if I could go to the John Danaher class, and he said no.
Right.
He said visitors are not allowed. You can't even be an affiliate to go to his class. You can't go. You have to be a member. I said, oh, okay. However, I was there at the very end of the year where they had the last class. So I asked on the Friday. The last class for Angel Academy was the Saturday, and they said, well, do you know what? John Danaher is taking the Saturday class, taking the last class of the year. Like, well, okay then.
Yeah.
So the very next day, turned up, very eager, and got a class with John Danaher.
Yeah.
And I just want to point out, he is absolutely exactly like his DVDs, like he is on Instagram.
Yeah.
Except he swears a lot more in the class.
Right.
It was a real surreal moment having John Danaher.
Yeah.
Just go over technique right in front of us, and well, I think that's the highlight of my jiu-jitsu career, and I'm basically just going to retire after that. There's nothing I can epiphany on that situation. So no, I'm just going to retire now.
Right. John Danaher. I mean, John Danaher is the man of the moment. he's the coach at the moment. So so he's definitely one of the guys where and you see it through the success of the team that he's got. I mean, every one of them. I mean, Gordon Ryan, Nicky Ryan, and obviously everybody else. Man, these guys are just smashing it. Obviously Gordon Ryan's retired now as well. So, but that'll not last long. No, I'm sure he won't go. He won't retire. So.
No, he's really, I can see him already stirring the "I'm coming back for 2020"
Yeah,
quote.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
but everyone, and when I trained there, everybody was so good.
yeah.
It was terrifying. I mean, I just got absolutely battered. I'm starting to feel bad for the folk battering me. Like, oh, I'm
Yeah.
sorry, it's so easy for you, but I'm trying.
Yeah,
They're all so good, and I can understand with that sort of atmosphere that the training they're getting, just surrounded by such high level.
yeah, yeah,
It was a really really good place. So I totally recommend it.
definitely. And what would how much are we talking? So how much does a class cost if you're going over there?
So again, we're not allowed just to turn up for John Danaher classes, but I got lucky, and it was a $40. I think it's a day pass, but after my hour and a half or 2 hours with John Danaher, that was enough for me. I was happy. I got my money's worth for that.
Definitely. $40, man. $40 is good. Really good. I mean, I trained with Robert Drysdale in Las Vegas, and $70 a day. Which
That's a lot.
again, it was because it was Robert Drysdale taking the classes. So I was like, do you know what? Because it's Robert Drysdale, I don't mind paying $70. So, but I think I went 3 days in a row, and he was there all 3 days. So I was like $70. So yeah, I probably paid probably whatever a membership cost for a full month. I paid in 3 days. So I was happy enough to pay it. But $40, I mean, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, I think for you, all your gambling money was gone on
Definitely. So yeah, no gambling after that. No gambling. But yeah, no, it's always an experience going to other gyms and visiting other gyms and training with all. And that's the good thing about jiu-jitsu. I mean, you can go anywhere in the world, and if somebody, a Buchecha or Adolfo Vieira or a Gordon Ryan or whoever's in the gym at that point, do you know what I mean? You get to train with these guys, and that's the good thing about jiu-jitsu. So.
Oh, I totally agree. I've actually, I've trained a lot of places around the world just purely because I'm on holiday and think I'll just try. So I trained in Vegas, and there was a Vandalay fight camp. The Vandalay fight team.
Mm-hmm.
That was Vandalay's not there though. Vandalay's the wasn't. But that was good training. New York, of course, and all round, and everywhere I've been, everyone's been so accepting. And it takes you back. It's when I talk about the community of BJJ and grappling in Scotland, it's really worldwide, and it transcends all borders. It's really really humbling to see. Everywhere I've been, I've always been accepted, and it's been very very friendly, very good.
Yeah, and for you, I mean, as you've been around a few years now, so. In regards to Scottish Jiu-Jitsu, I mean, how do you think it's evolved over the last, let's say 4 years, 4 or 5 years?
I'd like to, if it's okay, stretch out to say over 10 years. I'd kind of started playing about with grappling 10 years ago before I got lazy and missed it for years.
Yeah.
But back then you didn't have very many high level grapplers, and when I trained down near London, there was a couple of guys who were really 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 good, and everyone else was really kind of finding their own way. So since then, it's that's why I like the 10-year mark. I think it's come along such a huge scary way, because now there's so much skill and knowledge out there, and it's evolved. Even sort of heel hooks, which has been about for ages, but playing with heel hooks in MMA, there's a certain style and way of doing it and a way of escaping it that the evolution of knowledge and biology and structure of bones is just it's been played right in,
Yeah.
and you feel like, wow, we really it's really come to a scenario where it's very serious and people are very clinical, and it's comes I think it's come such a long way.
Yeah.
People learning now just have so much available knowledge, skills. The internet is just inundated with available knowledge. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
And you see the new guys come in and they get really excited, and they're just there's just so much for them to learn. It just seems boundless. And
Yeah.
I guess the last 5 years, it's just been the same. It's just accelerating, and I can. When's it going to slow down? It's just so much being developed and evolving. It's really really good. And I like to kind of think about it like this: if aliens were to come down to our planet, say, let's just say 30 years ago, they'd have a hard time. Would be boxing and wrestling them. See if they come now. I just think the state of our fighting skills and knowledge just seems to be so much excelled. I hope that's not a naive statement to anyone back decades ago, but it's MMA seems to has come a long way as well. When I was training it, you could probably get quite far just with a bit of enthusiasm, but now some of these killers, they're just so good now. Everyone's just so good at martial arts and very very effective, and it's terrifying.
No, definitely. I mean, it's I'd say for me, well, the way I said was 4, 5, 6 years maybe. I started jiu-jitsu about 6 years ago, and I remember that time. Obviously, there was the gym I was in. There was a lot of white belts. There was a couple of blue belts. Graham McQuiston was a blue belt at the time, and so there was obviously quite a few blue belts, a couple of purple belts in Gracie Barra at the time, and obviously the guys went away. Graham McQuiston and all that went up to the Grip House. Jack Williamson, a lot of us, we went to MMBJJ, and you're seeing these guys like Graham McQuiston's now a brown belt, and man, I mean the last, and especially when you've seen all the updates of the Euros, because what I done is I never managed to get everybody, but I tried to get as many people and find out the results, put it on the Jiu-Jitsu community page, and just seeing, I think they come away with 15 medals, which
it's amazing,
has never happened before. And it was just a buzz about it. People were like, yes, do you know what I mean? Because they were seeing that they were maybe in work and their teammates just won a bronze, a silver, a gold or whatever, and these guys were so excited. And then you hear the buzz, like when we went in at the gym the other night when Big Mark came back, and people were all talking about it, like, we want to go to the Euros next year.
Look how that success breeds more future success. I mean, Mark done a great job, and he's got to be a future world champion.
Well, and he's going to the Worlds in June. So
there we go.
He's going, and man, he's a tough boy. But as I said, with him winning a gold, and obviously Rick Young winning another gold, Abby Ray, one of Rick Young's students, she won a junior gold, a juvenile.
Abby Ray's another future world champion.
And then Scott Rigg, up in Aberdeen, he won a gold as well. So the 4 gold medals, and we're like 4 European champions in Scotland. And Scotland's obviously a small place, but we've got 4 European champions. We've got 2 in Edinburgh, 1 in Glasgow, 1 in Aberdeen. So and next year, as I said, there's going to be even more people going over, and then it's just getting bigger and bigger every year. So so that's what I like about it. I mean, that's why I was like, when I was putting all the posts up, I was like, look, I'm not just putting up for my team. If anybody's got a guy fighting, I'll put the results up, and trying to get a buzz about it. And as I said, it worked. So hopefully
it does work. That buzz is really it's I mean, I'm up for the Euros next year. I mean, I won't do well, but it just watching it all unfold and watching it was such a high level as well.
Yeah, yeah,
It was incredible, and for as you say, our nation's we're a small population and doing so well against such high level competitors.
yeah.
It's also inspiring.
Definitely, definitely. And then, obviously, final thing then for you, Dougie, without taking out MMA, jiu-jitsu, any kind of combat sport, what would you be doing instead?
I did like to play football. I wasn't very good at that either,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm so glad I'm in, more into jiu-jitsu than football
Yeah,
because football doesn't bring the joy and satisfaction that jiu-jitsu does.
yeah, yeah,
So without it, we wouldn't have. I would just be like try to kick a ball and power grappling.
yeah,
Wouldn't
yeah,
be putting on fun events for anyone that wants to get involved.
yeah, yeah, definitely. And then, so as I say, for the page, obviously, Power Grappling, as I say, you guys are on Facebook. Anybody wants to, as I say, get involved in future events, as I said, Power Grappling site, they'll have it on the Facebook page. Dougie, you can obviously get Dougie on Facebook as well. As I said, he's got some cracking injury pictures. I mean, the one with the finger, as I say, that's to me, that's got to be one of the best pictures I've seen. But you can obviously hit up Dougie on the Facebook page as well. So, and you update quite a bit. You update your Facebook, or certainly the Power Grappling Facebook page and stuff like that. So that's always been updated with things that are happening. And as especially on days where there is competitions, obviously you guys have got the video up on the Power Grappling page as well, of all the fights that are happening for everybody to see. So
Yeah, we do try. It's quite hard to. It's anyone running sort of any sort of event. I think finds it's not easy. It's always a challenge,
yeah,
especially when you come up to the time. And we've all got day lives, day jobs, and try and get our training in and whatnot, and also run something on the side. So we do try and keep active on it,
yeah,
and especially when stuff's coming up. But yeah, if folk are looking out for that, we'll get news of our next comps that will come up for this year.
yeah, yeah.
I'm looking forward to everyone getting involved.
Definitely. And then last thing for you then, Dougie, anybody you want to say a shout out to, anybody that's kind of helped you along the way, that's helped you on your journey?
Well, for me personally, it would be a shout out to all the coaches that I've had.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's hard to fully appreciate them at the time, but they help carve a path in our lives.
Yeah.
And also my training partners are putting up with me being broken most of the time, or if not all the time, and put up with me acting silly because I can't help it. But I'd really like to give a massive shout out to the staff for Power Grappling, which we're running the Power BJJ events.
Yeah.
They give up their time and their effort towards the grappling community, put on great shows, and it's all thanks to everyone involved. And it will. I guess the last thing would be the wife for putting up with me, especially when I'm having to super glue the logo onto medals at midnight before events, and putting all of my stress like, I've got to get this done.
Yeah, definitely. The wives always need a shout out. I mean, they do. They put up with a lot, as they whether you're injured or. They love it when we're out of training because they get the house to themselves and they can watch the TV. But when we're at home injured and whinging and moaning, then the wives definitely get a shout out. So.
Oh yeah, I've done a lot of whinging and moaning actually through my injuries. I'd add that in as well. Thanks for that. Put up with that as well.
Definitely. Listen, Dougie, it's been a pleasure talking to you. I need to get out to Reaper Grappling. I'd say Reaper Grappling's. I've been a few gyms in Scotland, and Reaper Grappling is definitely one I want to try and get out to. I remember coming out to. MMA Paisley. I think at the time it wasn't under Marcos, it was under Ricky Gillen. And
Alright.
I remember coming out and I come over one night. I think I helped Mark paint or something. I think he was opening the gym up at the time, so
Alright.
I went over to help him do something. And then we went to a class. I think he was doing some, I don't even know, but some kind of yoga class. So we did some rolling before it, and then there was a woman came in and did a yoga class, and I remember falling asleep in the yoga class.
Oh, that's ideal. That is actually ideal.
And I remember snoring a little bit and then waking up, and everybody in the yoga class, was looking at me, and the woman's like, "No, you just keep doing what you're doing." So I definitely need to come out to you guys at Reaper, and
Always
obviously
welcome.
get some rolls in with you guys. So I'll need to look out the timetable. I know that you've got it on your page, so I'll need to look out the timetable and try and get some time over. Especially, I'm doing a beginner MMA event in the Ultra MMA. So
That's right. I've seen that, and all the best for that.
so
I absolutely think you'll enjoy it.
I'm going to do that. As I said, I remember going in and Paul McVeigh looked at me and he said, "Stuart, why are you here?" And I was like, "Paul, I've never trained anything to do with my hands or feet. I've only done jiu-jitsu." And he's like, "Right, okay." so I'm going to do it. As I'm 42. Always want to do an MMA fight, and as I say, it's under kind of watered down rules. So I thought I'm going to give it a try. So I'm going to try and get to different gyms and get different styles, roll with some different people in the lead up to it. So I think it's about 8 weeks training. So I'll definitely be coming over to you guys and trying to get some rolls in with you guys as well. So
Brilliant, yeah. There's MMA as well, and wrestling, which goes a long way for MMA as well. So yeah, that'd be always welcome.
Definitely.
And I wish you all the best in that. I think you'll enjoy it. It's quite extreme, but it's quite fun. It's a strange sort of sensation.
I think the hardest part's going to be the training, as it always is.
Yeah, it is always, yeah.
When it comes down to the fight, I think that's the fun part. So
yeah,
but yeah, the training will be hard, but yeah, it's 8 weeks, 8 weeks of training, so we'll see what happens. So, but listen, it's been a pleasure, Dougie, and as I said, are you going to Ravenscraig next week? Are you going to be there, or you're not going to be there for the?
one of the Reaper guys is competing. However, my best friend's getting married. I tried to get him to move the wedding date, but his missus wasn't up for it, so I'm unfortunately bound by a wedding.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Who's it that's competing for Reaper?
It's Chris Murray, and yep, he's getting better every time he's competing. So
Brilliant.
I'm looking forward to his results.
Brilliant. I'll look out for him there. I'll look out for him, and then we'll try and get the results posted up for you as quickly as possible so you can see it then. All right, buddy.
Thanks, Stu.
Perfect.
Thank you for having us and listening to me waffle on. And Power BG is now Power Grappling, and the future is fun grappling.
Definitely. Brilliant, Dougie. Listen, it's been a pleasure, brother. All right, and you enjoy the rest of your evening, okay?
Thank you, you too.
Take it easy, buddy. Bye-bye.
Right, bye.
So, guys, that was Dougiy Collins. Dougie is, as I mentioned there, blue belt. Got his blue belt under MMA Paisley under Mark McLaughlin, Marcus Nardini. Now training out of Reaper Grappling. And yeah, I mean, absolute pleasure. As I say, Dougie's had his injuries throughout the years, as he mentioned. Obviously, ACL injury, broke his arm, broke his finger. Had a number of injuries. Obviously, ACL, serious injury. Anybody that's had an ACL injury knows it's a serious injury, regardless of what kind of sport you're doing, whether it's jiu-jitsu or MMA, any running, swimming or whatever. It's always difficult, the road, the journey back. The finger as well. I mean, anybody that's got Dougie on their Facebook, or even if you've seen the picture on the StoomCast site, the Scottish Jiu-Jitsu community, you saw that finger. that was an epic picture, an absolute epic picture. And as Dougie said, it's definitely one of his favourite pictures as well. So if you've not seen that picture, have a look, because he's got the broken finger. He just looks so happy. So yeah, great to hear about obviously the power BJJ, what it was known as, now Power Grappling as of today. Again, he's changed it all over to Power Grappling because it's focused on grappling. So as I said, it's coming from wrestling or BJJ, Sambo, any kind of grappling. So rather than being specifically set for BJJ, so anybody, and this is a good thing because this is the way Jiu-Jitsu came up, because back when it first started, because as everybody knows, Jiu-Jitsu guys would go to other gyms and fight wrestlers and fight whoever. So that's good. So it's bringing some of the old school back, where they're pitting Sambo guys up against wrestlers, up against Jiu-Jitsu guys. So, and obviously some fun, the way he does it. I mean, they done obviously the hammer event last time. So again, he mentioned if you want to fight, you got the hammer, you got to pick the next fight. And looking at tag team, the tag team event sounds brilliant. That sounds brilliant, where you can tag yourself in and you'll get a few seconds where the two of you can attack the one guy. So that sounds like that's going to be a fun one to be at. So I'm definitely going to make it out. Obviously, if he does get that set up and obviously figures out how he's going to do it, then as I say, that's one I'll definitely be going and watching. So yeah, if you're anybody that wants to get involved, Power Grappling, it's always fun events. It's well run. They've got the videos on Facebook. As I say, they've got a big team there that are giving up their own time to obviously put the event on. So Power Grappling Facebook page, have a look at it, go and like that page. What I'll do is I'll get it posted on the StoomCast page, so again you can jump on through the link and be able to go and like the page, have a look at what these guys are doing or what they're going to be doing in the future. And as I said, if you do want involved in the event, just drop Power Grappling a message. It'd be good to get obviously teams from all over coming over. I know we've had the Edinburgh teams, we've had Glasgow teams, Ayrshire, Aberdeen, so it'd be good to get other teams coming in, try and get some of the Dundee boys over, some of you GB guys and Dundee MMA, get some of these guys over. So yeah, Power Grappling on a Facebook page, and Dougiy Collins, Dougie's also on Facebook as well, so you can hit him up as well if you guys want to know any more. But listen guys, thanks for listening, and we'll see you on the next one.